Hi, Dave.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. So we've just been rambling along for about like an hour before we started about all sorts of things.
Let's just say that it wasn't a ramble. It was major technical difficulties. Dave, let's just call it what it was.
Oh, we did ramble a little bit.
We did. There was some rambling. There was some tension. We were talking about butts for a while, and then, then I was, trying to explain a show that I've watched a little bit of to Dave, and we were trying to get on the same page about that, and now we're here.
What was the show?
It was a show called Nobody Wants This.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's really deep.
Is it?
It's actually profound. There's some very profound things in it. They keep it light. They keep the mood light, but it's very profound topics. Yeah. What are you watching?
I'm watching. I'm watching about 5 or 6 things at the same time, which could be a personality issue I have, but not actually at the same time. Doesn't mean I have 5 TVs. What I mean is like, I watch a bit, then park it, and I just want to get full up with things, and it's like, that's enough. I need a break.
Yeah.
So I'm watching. Mostly, what I'm doing is watching Foundation.
You told me about that one.
Because it's based on the science fiction books of a Russian guy, Isaac Asimov. Well, I think he's Russian. And it's funny because when I started watching it because I think my eldest daughter recommended it. I started watching it and I thought, wow, this is like an Isaac Asimov. And then it was. It was like, because it's got lots of twists and turns. So it's really cool because it's a bit Star Wars-ish in its look.
Yeah.
But what it does is it's like it spends some time developing character and having like deeper meaningfuls, and then suddenly all this amazing stuff happens you just weren't expecting, and it's a bit like, oh, they're people in power, but are they really in power, or who's really in power, and who's really working with who? But you don't really know. And so it's like, I like that. A lot of surprises. I like surprises.
Nice.
Yeah, it keeps me awake.
Okay, that's one. What's the other thing you're watching? You said there's 5.
Oh, I was watching the director's cut of the film Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix.
Wait. Did you just say Joaquin Phoenix?
No, I said Joaquin Phoenix, didn't I?
Did you say Walk-in Phoenix?
Walk-in Phoenix or Walk-out Phoenix? I don't know. How do you say his name?
I love the way you say names. It's so funny. No, I like Walk-in. We're going to keep that.
How do you say
it? Joaquin.
What is it? Joaquin?
You have to almost spit. Joaquin.
All right, so you spit at people when you...
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just take a step back before and then say
I'll say his name from a distance. It's interesting. I can't remember the name of the British actress that plays Josephine. Oh, I just lost her name. But she was in Mission Impossible. Anyway, I lost her name.
Oh, merde. Cotillard? Marion? No. Is she French? She's British. Ava Green. No.
Ava Green's... No, hang on, slow down. Ava Green's French. Marion Cotillard obviously is French.
Yeah.
I like her. I really like her. I liked her in the one with Brad Pitt.
Oh. Yeah. They're both spies and they're together.
They're both... Yeah, it's a cool movie. It's a good one. But funny enough, the guy who was in that, Jared Harris, is also in Foundation. I mean, it's a small world.
Wow.
It's a small world.
Profound.
Anyway, I'm watching the director's cut of Napoleon, and it's 3.5 hours long.
Okay.
And I watched like for 45 minutes, and then you know how you've got the thing on the bottom that shows how far you've watched. Like I'd watched a quarter of it after 45 minutes. Wow. But I like director's cuts because you see all the bits that never made it through, and
that's true.
So you get more of the background.
That's true.
Actually, I think in this movie you get more of the sex scenes. Actually.
Oh, there were sex scenes in that movie?
Well, there you go. They didn't make it through. Make it through.
I don't even know if I saw it. I think I saw it. Yes. And I heard very diverse things from different people that saw it. Some people loved it. Some people didn't like it. Some people thought it was weird. And an American guy was playing Napoleon. Anyway, a lot of opinions. But I think I did watch it. I just remembered the theater that I went and saw it at. It was Quentin Tarantino's theater in Los Feliz called The Vista. Beautiful screen. And it didn't give me a lot of feeling. The movie didn't give me a lot of feeling. That's all I can say.
Do you know why?
Yeah, because he wasn't French.
You see, because I was thinking, I watched it, but I watch it when I'm had enough of something else. I go back to it because it's so long. I just pick it up again.
Yeah.
And I had the funny feeling because like the other day because it's like Joaquin Phoenix, and then this British actress, and then and the rest of the sort of the government in France, who's the characters are in the film, have all got British accents. And I'm thinking this is odd because it is a about a French situation, Napoleon and the history of France, but I don't think there's any French people in it.
No.
It's a bit strange. So, but you were born in France.
I was. I know the actress, by the way. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, but her name is not coming to me.
I know. It's one of those names, yeah.
She plays a baddie in a lot of movies.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She's good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in France. You know what, honestly, I'm not sure if that was the reason I didn't feel very much from it, but it did seem a little bit strange because I guess part of Napoleon's character must have had a lot to do with his culture, with who he was culturally, and so having an American play that, it just didn't, for me, it didn't translate.
Okay. Do you know the funny thing about Napoleon? He wasn't born in France.
No, he wasn't. Where was he born? Italy?
Corsica.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you just named, you said Foundation, Director's Cut, Napoleon. Anything else?
Oh, God.
I'm putting you on the spot, Dave. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten. It's the guy who's got the Dream Lord. What's it called? The one who's the Lord of the Dreams?
Lord of the Dreams?
I can't. Oh, yeah, it's on Netflix. It's really interesting. So he's actually Lord of the Dreams. And so basically it's like he controls people because, the idea is your dreams control your subconscious and they're controlling who you are. So he's actually controlling the whole of humanity because he's the Lord of the Dreams. And it's got a lot of great concepts. But his family is like, they're in control of the whole of, consciousness. So he's got I won't say too much because it could be what do you call it? Trigger warning?
A giveaway?
What's the other thing? Giveaway, that's a good word. Because his sister is deaf. Right? And so she receives people as they die. She takes them as they die. And takes them into the other realm. So all the family, their names begin with D. So you can just keep on going if you want and think of the other names that could be about our psychology. So there's another sister called Despair, and things like that. It's a very interesting series.
Wow. You'll have to give me the name so I can look into it. Okay. I've also been watching a lot of random things. I jump around. I'll watch something really mild, and like I'll watch a few episodes of a series called Frasier from like 20 years ago.
Oh, Frasier, yeah.
and then I'll start watching.
About the one at the bar.
No, that's called Cheers.
Oh, so what's Frasier?
Frasier is a spin-off. It's one of the characters from Cheers.
Ah, got it now.
Dr. Kramer. Anyway, but it's cute, you know. It's the premise is cute, where his dad can't really be on his own anymore, and so he has to move in. The two sons don't know, you know, where to put him, and so, you know, one of the sons is single and has a nice apartment, and so the dad moves in with him, and they've always had a very strained relationship. But then they start, you know, getting to know each other for the first time. It's cute, and they have the very quirky live-in housekeeper, and so it's I've never really watched it, actually. You talking about something in particular today?
Thought we'd talk about the word drug. Was that right?
There's a topic behind it. Behind that.
What's the topic?
I guess the topic was that I was saying to you that I was just having a conversation with a friend. We were talking about alcohol. First, it started with alcohol. We were talking about how, you know, how alcohol you can pretty much buy alcohol anywhere. You can buy alcohol, drink alcohol. It's a very acceptable substance to intake, you know, and it can really mess with your mind in a lot of ways. But there's also an element to alcohol, for example, that can actually be really helpful if you have just a little bit of it. It can loosen the sense of self. It can help you let your guard down, feel a little bit less fearful of other people. You know, a lot of people, when they drink a little bit, it really helps them to be a little bit more at ease with others, right? So we talked about that. And then how about, you know, if you drink a little bit too much, then, you know, maybe certain parts of your character and your, like, personality traits, you know, like some core traits that you have in you can come to light, you know. Like some people, when they drink a lot, they get really angry. Some people get really sad. Some people get really happy and silly. So it's, you know, it can be interesting. But then we were talking about how interesting it is that there are some drugs that are what are called drugs, such as like mushroom, psilocybin, you know, a lot of psychotropic, is that what they're calling them? Psychotropic substances or herbs?
Maybe I've heard that expression, yeah.
But there's these herbs that come from nature. They're literally made up of the same elements that humans are made up of. Like we carry the same genetic, like very similar code in a way, right? And so, but those substances are called drugs, and then they're seen as being really can be harmful, that can be addictive. And so we were talking about how interesting it is that when something is given a name, it is given an identification. It's being given a meaning. And that meaning, that identification that's given to that thing can be a way for people to then maybe get very small-minded and limited in only seeing that thing in a certain way. And then in a way that, like, I was equating that to being in the construct of the matrix, because in a way the matrix, basically the way I see the matrix, and it'd be great for us to, you know, talk and see how you feel about it and how we both see this. But in a way, the matrix, what's called the construct of the matrix, seems to be an identification with the world being a certain way, you know. And like when I think of the way we give even our own names, like I was telling you, like even the name we were given, like we identify ourselves with our name, you know. And there are people that if you say their name the wrong way, or if you misspell it, or if you mispronounce it, some people get really they take it very personally. They don't like it. They do not like to be called a certain way, and they, you know, request to be called. And I'm starting to tell people, sometimes when people ask me my name, I'm like, what do I look like to you? And they're like, I don't know. I go, well, call me whatever I look like to you, because I really honestly don't care about my name. And it kind of throws them off. They go, well, that's funny. Yeah, but really, I go, no, I really mean it. Okay, my name is Marilyn, but seriously, I don't care what you call me. Just at least let me know the name you're going to call me, so when you call me that, I'll turn around, I'll know you're calling me, but I really don't care. And
Can we try it out?
someone just looked at me shocked the other day when I said that. They said, really? And I said, yeah, I really don't mind. I said, this whole idea that we have, that we're identified by these letters that are put together, this name, and I said, it just doesn't make sense to me.
So can I call you something else?
Oh boy.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can we try it out?
I don't know, Dave.
In real time?
Yes, in real time. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll call you Jill.
Okay.
What's it like, Jill?
I don't like it. I'm kidding. I mean, I'd rather you call me Jack.
Really? Are you being serious?
No, I'm messing with you.
Okay, it's good.
Jill, yeah, sure. Why not?
But how does it feel compared to Marilyn? What do you notice?
I noticed that when you said it, I was like, there was a little feeling in me that went, and then I'm like, oh, isn't that funny? Because it doesn't matter. But I could feel the self was like, no, that doesn't feel like it.
That's interesting, isn't it?
So yeah, so I could feel that, but I honestly know that I don't care. I don't mind at all.
I think what you're saying is very profound. Really profound. And can I say why? Because it's like...
Yes, but I would just like to say for the record, I did not pay you to say that.
No, well, you didn't pay me enough anyway. So it's because some people think that we choose our names, like it's not our parents. So we, as a little spirit or a soul, we choose our name even before we're born or something. There's and that, also with your name, it can be expressed numerically, because like with you being Marilyn, like I'll be easier. With me being David, like D's the fourth letter of the alphabet, so that's 4. A's 1, blah blah blah. So I become a number, and then in numbers you can do a numerology on it. Like what is it? That number will mean something. So I did that on AI once, and it talked about, I think it talked about me and my girlfriend, about her name with numerology, and my name, like why did we come together and all this sort of stuff. So you can do a lot of stuff with names.
Yeah.
But why I'm saying it's profound is that I'm going through seems to be some, I don't want to say change in my life, but some understanding that's coming to me that's having some effect, which is about, I keep on getting some indication or messages or things happening where it's like dissolve who you are, lose your attachments to who you are, even as you breathe. As I breathe, like when I breathe out, just let go of who I am, maybe, something like that. And then, so to be less, even attached to my Davidness, my history or something like that. So when you say that you don't feel attached to your name, I go, wow, that's really interesting, because maybe you're at a transition stage. Maybe I don't know if this resonates, where it's like, would you have said the same thing 10 years ago? Would you say, oh, call me anything? Or is it like that now?
10 years ago? I mean, honestly, I don't remember ever being attached to my name that much.
Wow.
It's weird. I don't, because people have said have said my name in many different ways, and you know, like, I don't even know if I've corrected people about my name, because I don't know. I haven't really felt attached to it, to be honest with you. However, there is an interesting phenomenon. So on my birth certificate, they forgot to put the E at the end of my name. But my mom has always put an E at the end of my name. So my whole life I've had my name with an E, Marilyn with an E. And recently I got a job. When I got the job at the observatory, the paperwork had to match my birth certificate somehow, right? So all of my paperwork, my badge and everything was Marilyn without an E. And that felt weird. That felt a little bit like, wow, it's almost like that was strange for me. And I thought that was interesting, that it felt weird, you know? And then I thought, okay, for the sake of just doing something different and really not caring about it, I'm just going to go with it, right? And yeah. So I guess, it's funny to kind of just not analyze. I'm not going to use the word analyze because that can sound quite serious and heavy. But I would say, like, just contemplate for a bit when things like that happen and just go, I wonder why, that is, that I got a funny feeling about that. That must mean there's some feeling of attachment to this identity of this name spelled in this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've discussed it with Chat, and we had an interesting interaction about it.
Can you say anything about what it said with ChatGPT?
With ChatGPT, yeah, I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago, but it was explaining that with the E represented a certain aspect of my personality, of my soul, and without the E represented another aspect of my soul. So they both were significant. They both had a significance, but both of them represented different aspects of myself.
Because you say you're not attached to your name, but I am. I really love your name.
Oh, you're attached to my name? That's funny.
Yeah, it's like, I love you with that name. I think it's wonderful. I love the name Marilyn. And so you are Marilyn to me. You're the only Marilyn I know.
Well, that's because you're so used to it. Maybe?
Yeah, but I actually like it. Like, if you were called Jennifer, I might not like it so much. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. Whether I would, if I'd always known you as Jennifer, maybe I would say, "Oh, Jennifer, such a lovely name."
Yeah, I think so.
It's very hard to tell.
Yeah, it is interesting. Names are a very interesting thing.
But I just to catch what you were saying about, because it's so fascinating, this subject, because a name is a code. And recently, or maybe a few months ago, I have a friend living in Europe. She's a very sensitive person. And sometimes if I use a description, she would say, "Oh, you shouldn't describe things. You shouldn't give things a name or a label. It's too limiting." But I could sort of understand what she meant. And I think she also meant it was a bit too pointing something out, or, like, just as you're saying, you're like this, or something like that, or a description. And it didn't even have to be talking about her. It could have been talking about anyone, or a situation. But then I thought about that and I said, well, we need descriptions in a way, because otherwise it's hard for us to relate to something. So, it's like, if you said that you were going to the doctor, then I would have a sense of what you're doing. But if someone said, "Oh, you shouldn't just use the word doctor, it's too labeling or something. You should use something else." So they're useful, but like then you get this word like drug or something, and that has that's an amazingly powerful word because it has so many connotations.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
It's freaky. So in a way you can say, like, what's not a drug? Is everything a drug? Because everything in life affects us in some way. So what is a drug?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And some things that I know, like I think with my mother who passed away quite a long time ago, I think that she had some health issues as she got older, and I think that she really just couldn't do without her drugs, her pharmaceuticals. So in a way, like it's like things that were given to her to make her feel better seemed like they became addictive to her. She couldn't not have them. I don't know. It's a very complex topic.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, of course, we could go on and on and on about all, like, really going into what you just said, right? With just that one word and how many things it can mean. I mean, sugar, we could call sugar a drug in a way because it alters things inside in the chemistry of your body when you intake it, right? But I mean, the interesting thing that really struck me in that conversation that we were having, and then that's why I brought it up to you, about us maybe talking about this, is really like, how often do we stop to really think about, contemplate the things that are named, that we give an identification to, and the limitation that it puts on that thing. Even like you just said, someone says, I'm going to the doctor's. That could be perceived in a very limited way. The person on the other side of that could say, what's wrong? Why are you going to see a doctor? Immediately something's wrong because you're going to see a doctor. That must mean something's wrong with you. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a very specific identification that's been given to that one thing. And in a way, of course, we all have made a collective agreement on all of these identities that we have given to things. We've all agreed that a doctor means this. We've all agreed that car means a car, that, a table means a table. So we've all collectively agreed on these words and what they mean. But we've also agreed to see it in that limited way, unless, of course, there are people that see things differently. People are very creative artists. They'll look at a table and they will see something completely different than maybe a lay person looking at a table and going, that's just a table,
Yeah.
Maybe someone else will look at it and go, oh my God, the texture of the wood of that table and the curvature of the legs, and they'll see something completely different.
Yeah.
Actually,
what I'm thinking also is like, I think with me, like when you first met me, I used to irritate you quite a lot. There was a list probably of things, but I irritated you because of some things I wasn't able to do, and one of the big things, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, was I just didn't give background. And it's like, why is he saying this? What's I don't have no idea why you're saying this. Why did you bring this up, or what do you mean? So it's like when we say a word about something, like, okay, why am I going to I'm going to the doctor. So if you just leave it at that, then for someone who really cares about you, you could create a lot of fear. Oh, are you okay? That sort of stuff. But if it's I'm going to the doctor, I've actually been going for a while, but actually I'm getting better. It's just a final checkup, so I'm over it. Or I'm going to the doctor because it's just my annual blah blah blah. Things like that. Then it reduces the fears or the worry. So there's an art in, as we know, in communication. So there's that art of how can you say things so you give more of a understanding to someone, and maybe stop their emotions being unnecessarily more than they needed to be, sort of thing. So you actually helped me do that, because I used to give you the absolute shits with the lack of background, and I know I never do it now.
Because now you're perfect.
I'm a bit better, But it's like you and other people gave me feedback. So yeah, it's like a two-sided coin in a way. Like, it's good if we can give background, and it's also good if from the person hearing, like, how can we reduce the assumptions we make as well? Like,
yeah,
because there's like the balance there, isn't it?
yeah. Do you feel, though, in a way, like one of the main ways to not make assumptions or to reduce our assumptions would be to have maybe a more bigger picture view of life? Because if not, it's just so easy to make assumptions. If you like, let's just say you're looking at life in a very narrow way, everything is just what it is, you know. But if you pull out and you kind of looking at life as like, you're looking that life is made of consciousness. Consciousness is fundamental. It's fundamental. It gives rise to everything, and you think about that and you contemplate that, and that we come from billions of years of evolution that led to where we are today. If you'd like think in a more expansive way, it's easier then to not make assumptions. It's easier to kind of go, oh wait, maybe there's something else going on here. Do you find that to not get caught into the trap of making assumptions, you kind of have to be a person that first fundamentally has a maybe bigger picture curiosity about life? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's fundamental, and because I'm now 70 years old,
Woohoo!
I'm retired.
Party!
And but I did these podcasts with a friend of mine in Los Angeles, and I do different things and trying to write a book, blah blah blah. I do keep a little bit busy, but because I'm not working anymore, when I go out during the day, hey, what do I bump into? But older people, retired people, and I can notice with some of those people, especially the ones who become a bit housebound, who can't get out anymore and stuff like that. Some of them, when they're talking, they can have quite a narrow view. And I mean, there may have been research on this and things like that, but when you're like, and then you get sort of, maybe their health is going as well, so they get focused on themselves, worried about their health, worried about if they're going to live. I don't know. Your world gets smaller, but then when your world gets smaller, they can get more irritated about things, about the tiniest little things, and become more petty.
More small-minded. Yeah, more petty. Yeah.
Small-minded, that's right. And then that in turn, it's like a vicious cycle. It seems to create a lot of emotions, and maybe those emotions actually have an effect on their health, and it speeds up their not being here anymore. So I don't know, but I when at PISA, when we were learning at this consciousness institute in China, they actually talked about that. They said a lot of the good thing for our health is to keep in mind the bigger picture. Like the more we keep in mind the bigger picture, is it's going to help us not be so self-focused, and then not be so narrow-minded and things like that. So it's interesting, when I first got back to Australia, and then I became retired last year, and I got into this RV. Guess what? One of the first things is I bought. I think you might remember. Do you know what I bought?
I'll probably go, oh yeah, of course, but I forgot.
I bought a telescope.
You bought a telescope? I forgot about that.
I bought a telescope because I wanted to look at the stars.
Yeah.
And keep seeing the big picture.
Nice.
I didn't want to.
Oh, you need to come to the observatory.
I did it deliberately because I was worried I was going to get narrow-minded. But then my life took a totally different thing, and I just got this explosion of being with nature and forests and the sea, and my picture got really big.
Yeah.
And actually, it's like talking to you really helps, because best great thing to do is have friends around the world so they can give you all these different angles about how you say Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Things like that.
No, wait. How did you say his name? Because that was awesome. Jokin?
Jokin, Walk-in Phoenix, Walk-out Phoenix.
That's awesome.
And it's like we're talking about this film Napoleon, which is saying, it's weird because it's in an American and British accents, but so what? It's a different angle.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a different angle, exactly.
I mean, I was watching, this series I'm talking about, Foundation. You know how usually at the end of these Netflix series or Apple series or whatever, you avoid the titles at the end and you flip to go to next episode.
Yeah.
But if you let the titles run through, you can see what's going on. You can see, wow, they've got this in Spanish as well. So
Yeah. It shows all the languages
and French probably. So they're hearing these series in their own language,
Yeah.
But I know that we both watch this show relentlessly. We've got some maybe psychological issues. We watch Queen of the South, which is Mexican, I guess Spanish.
Yeah, we do have issues. Yeah, I would definitely say.
Yeah, and they do something very clever in that show because it's for an English audience, but occasionally they throw in just a few sentences in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they're all Spanish speaking. And they're in Mexico.
Yeah, but they don't have to because those people will start speaking English.
Yeah.
So I presume, here's an assumption, they throw that in so we can feel the Mexican feel of it, the Spanish-speaking feel of it.
Yeah, the cultural aspect.
Cultural thing. It's rather cool they do that.
Yeah.
And I only noticed that recently that they do that. Of course, why do they do that,
Yeah.
Oh, it is starting to rain here on the RV, so you may hear it.
Oh, I can hear that. How exciting.
The pitter-patter.
Oh, we both have rain. That's so cool. It's raining here right now, too.
You have rain too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a big cloud. It's reached from Los Angeles to Australia. That's a big mother. That's a big cloud.
You're such a bozo. Funny. Oh, are you checking things off the list?
All right. What have we done? We've done assumptions. We've done names, assumptions.
Get your list out, Dave.
Oh yeah, hang on. Where's the list? Oh yeah, the big picture.
Actually, that's one of the exhibits at the observatory that you'll see when you come. But on the lower level, there is literally a talk given about something called the big picture. And what is it? It's the largest actual astronomical photograph ever taken. It's on a massive wall on the lower level. And it has trillions of galaxies in that image. And stars, but galaxies, a trillion. It just like when every time someone looks at it, they go, "Oh, okay, where are we going next?" Because it's too overwhelming. It's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean these are galaxies? There's trillions of them in this picture. Yeah, and you're in one of them. You're in one of those galaxies. It doesn't even make sense. But
no, I was just thinking, you talk about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So actually, do you think these TV shows are really helping us see the bigger picture? All these ideas.
I think they are. I mean, it's interesting because I think that we could just dive deep into it. I think that we are representing an aspect of consciousness. We're an aspect of the universe somehow. We're here. We're like some kind of interface, and maybe we're the cells of this earth. We're like, if something's looking at us from way above, we're just like we're the cells that are making this earth function in a certain way.
Like if we were looking at ourselves, we would like the cells of our body.
Like the cells of our body, exactly. But our whole body is like one of the cells of this earth. And I think of that. And I think that I think I completely forgot what we were just talking about, and you're going to remind me.
Okay. The big picture?
Yeah, it's called brain fog. 51-year-old brain fog. The big picture.
God, you're so young.
Thank you. And, but there was a reason why the big picture, yeah. Shit, oh my God. Do you know that seriously though, this has been happening to me a lot, and I'm like, this is so weird that I don't smoke pot, because if I smoked cannabis, this would be totally normal to forget what I'm saying mid-sentence.
So what are you smoking?
I'm smoking the atmosphere in Los Angeles. It's very toxic. No, we were talking about like the big picture of life, and oh yeah. I think I was gonna say that all these different movies and shows that we watch are basically just different aspects of who we are. Oh, here's something that we can move on to. That's
This is deep.
related to this. I know, I'm so deep. So don't you think, or no, I'm not going to influence your response already. Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't think. But so basically, you know how there's hundreds of thousands of movies that have been made since the beginning of movie making.
Yeah.
And what makes up a movie? A writer came up with a story and then found someone to produce it, and then they found a director, and then they found all the actors to play in it, and all these people come together and they manifest this idea that this person basically had, an idea that came to their mind. So my take is basically, which I think a lot of people might think this, but doesn't get talked about too much, is that all of the ideas that a person had and conceived and put into a movie or a book, it's all, these are all different realities that are being channeled through a person and manifested into this movie. We call it a movie, we call it entertainment, but what it really is it's basically an aspect of what's happening in other dimensions, in other planets, maybe in other worlds, and we are picking up, like, literally like a satellite.
Yeah.
That person who wrote the book had picked up a channel. They tuned into a channel and received that information.
Yeah.
And it got put into this movie. So for me, movies and shows, whatever you call them, all of these things that are, that get channeled through certain people, they are really very much a part of our consciousness. They are real, all of it, no matter how crazy and absurd, and even movies that are about aliens with all different creatures and monsters and different species. For me, that's all existing somewhere in a realm, and then it got manifested through us into this thing called a movie. So it got.
Let's take a drink. Yeah.
It got put into physical form.
When you say this,
what do you think about that?
I think absolutely. I think because what I'm thinking is that we affect each other so much. So I can have a thought which maybe you'll pick up on. I remember one day about 2 years ago. Let's just see if you remember this. I was in a park in China, and I saw some leaves I really liked. So I took like 5 photos of these leaves, and I sent them to you. And do you remember what you said about those leaves?
That I had just taken similar photos?
You'd taken almost the identical leaf in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I think it was at basically the same time, almost, or something. It was really freaky. And like we should actually show this. If I can find this, I'll try and put it in this podcast somehow. Because it's like, and it touches me. It's like, wow, that I feel it in my chest as I'm telling you this story. It's like, wow, it was amazing. So, what you're saying about movies and thoughts, like maybe, sometimes a thought just comes to us, just, comes into our head, but it could come from maybe someone we walk past in the street. We don't know. Or it could come from an alien or something in another dimension. We don't really know where it came from. Or it could come from something inside us we haven't accessed. I mean, the other night I had a dream, and it was so clear. And then I got AI to analyze it for me, and it's so clear about where I am in my life at the moment. But how incredible that I communicated that to myself through a dream. Like, so, like the topic of where do ideas from or thoughts come from? Wow, it's a huge area. And if you're saying that if someone makes a really, really weird movie with some, like The Matrix or maybe some really weird science fiction thing, if you're saying that actually could be the reality somewhere and we're just picking up on that, I think that's entirely possible.
I mean,
yeah. So, go ahead.
I'm going to sound extreme right now, but yeah, exactly. To me, how can it not be? Like, I really feel that it is that. None of our ideas come from us. We already, if anyone on this planet today thinks that their ideas come from them, I mean, that's a very interesting take. Because where do they think their physical body came from? Did they think that they conceived themselves? They said, okay, now I'm going to pop into this woman's body and I'm going to grow myself for 9 months. And then basically I'm going to, like, do people really stop and think about where everything comes from? Where our consciousness comes from, where does our awareness come from, where do our ideas come from? But I mean, I know this can be a whole big rabbit hole that we can go into, and we don't have to go into this time, we can go next time. But however, for me, the way I see it, if you really, really break it down and think about it, how can every idea that we ever have not be coming from the same place that where galaxies are formed and universes are created? Doesn't it all come from the same place? How can it not all come from the same place?
Well, it's very interesting you're saying this because two things. You had a really interesting chat with ChatGPT about the origin of the word information.
I forgot a lot of it.
And I think you were sort of, I haven't, because you said it to me, and so basically what I think you were saying, these days we're saying that consciousness or everything's, is information. Even cells are really in our body are just information in a way.
But what does that mean?
Cancer is information.
What does information mean?
It's all information. What does that mean? So you actually asked ChatGPT, what's the origin of the word information? And this is such a good practice to do. Go and ask, AI is like, what's the origin of words? I know people like Matthias Di Stefano. He does that quite a lot. He goes back to the root of things. We both have a friend who's a Catholic priest, but he is fantastic. He goes back to the origin, of the Bible or of Christ or whatever. He's always going back to the source, which I really admire, because it's before all the distortions happened. The way people wrote things to serve themselves, or serve.
Well, how could they not?
How could they not? We all want to survive. It's natural. So you asked this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I read was, and it's had a big effect on me, is that it comes from, I think, it's either Greek or Latin, and it means something that forms in us. Information is what forms in us. So it's like the consciousness that forms inside us is information. So it's not
informare.
It's not outside us. So I got what you sent me, which I'm so grateful you sent it to me when you shared your discussion. And then I kept going. I said to ChatGTP, wow, Marilyn sent me this, so I want to keep going. And then basically it got to, because with ChatGTP, it's like, it's been saying to me, and I don't know where he gets it from, but it's this idea that if we want to change the world, we'd have to reimagine it.
Yeah.
So I said to him, wow, when you say that, the first thing I thought of was Martin Luther King.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have a dream. I have a dream.
Yeah. I have a dream.
That speech changed the world.
Yeah.
It definitely changed America. It took a while, but he had a dream. He had to say it. He had to speak out his dream.
Yeah.
And when the dream is just something...
His imagination.
Yeah, when the dream is just something personal to yourself, it doesn't have that power. But where you say it to everyone and then they can relate to it, then that changes things. So his dream, his imagination was life-changing, right? So what I said to ChatGTP was, does that mean that, if in Israel and Palestine, if they could have a shared dream, could that change things? And ChatGPT, I think, it either said that to me or said that's probably the only way it could change. If they could have a shared dream, a shared new imagination of how their lives would be, but it has, if it can be shared about how they could live in harmony or something, that would change the world. So it started me giving this, and then it said, like, I was talking with ChatGPT about how do we imagine the world? Like when I walk in the forest, is the forest only there because I imagine it? and ChatGPT said, no, it's already been imagined. It's already there. But when you're there, you can reimagine it from inside you. So I started to try it. How do I imagine what I'm looking at? How do I imagine it inside me? And I do, I know because I've read some of the books of Rudolf Steiner, who was a person who thought this way. He thought that we actually have spiritual organs. You can actually experience the spirit of, say, a bird by feeling the bird inside you, right? And then when you start to feel the bird inside you, then that is how you will connect with the spiritual realms. It's not like finding the spiritual realm outside you. You find it inside you by how you connect with anything, a bird, a rock, a person, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's got these he suggests these practices. So like the end of the story, what I'm saying is one day I was standing at a bus stop. It's only last week. And I was looking at this building and I thought, okay, how do I imagine this building inside me? And I felt compression. I feel the building was actually compressed, all the bricks and everything. And it's like, wow, I felt maybe I'm actually feeling that building. It felt like I was. Because if you think about it, it's all that compressed sand and concrete and everything. And it felt compressed. Yeah. It didn't feel free.
Compressed.
So it's a lot of stuff that we compressed to make a building, Wow.
Yeah.
So,
of course.
Yeah. So what?
I mean, look at how we compress wood to make furniture.
Absolutely. So yeah. So now, if I, how some people say, "Oh, go and hug a tree." Well, I go and hug electricity poles because it's still wood. It's been used, to hold up the electricity lines. Why not hug an electricity pole, or a fence made of wood is still wood.
It's wood, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe we just have, I know I do it as well. We tend to hug the things that look beautiful to us, you know. So if I try and summarize the big dump I just did, it's like saying, you know, what you're saying about those sci-fi shows or ideas and books that, you know, comes from something that's real. Well, actually, if that's true, then it's true for us as well. They may be imagining in that world you and me.
Yeah.
And what we're thinking inside our guts right now. That might be their science fiction movie. Could be the weirdos on Earth. I don't know.
Oh, totally.
Well, you know, you, not me, because I'm obviously not weird.
Yeah, you're totally normal. Totally normal. But yeah, my friend and I last night, before we left each other, we thought we are pure entertainment for the aliens.
Wow, that must have been a great conversation you're having.
We must be the greatest series of all time, humans. They must, I mean, come on. I mean, we must be so interesting to watch. We're like constantly doing the same thing over and over and over with different people and going, how come that's not working? How come I'm not getting what I want? And just all the different and funny daddy things we do.
Oh, that's another topic.
Oh boy. What?
Because I asked ChatGPT. By the way, I do talk to other people besides ChatGPT occasionally.
I don't know, because you have literally said ChatGPT. By the way, you keep calling it ChatGTP and the ChatGPT, so it's kind of cute.
I did.
But you've mentioned it maybe 15 times in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think people are gonna start wondering about you. But I don't worry. I think you're okay.
Well, the benefit I find is that it brings together things I couldn't have brought together, because
Agreed.
It seems to recognize patterns. So it can recognize patterns. It can recognize patterns and bring things together that I got no way of.
Patterns.
Yeah, patterns. Okay, we could just break for a moment because we're probably going to finish soon. I've got to tell you,
No, you continue what you were saying, please.
Okay, I was going to sidetrack on something that really bugs me on Prime, but I can come back to that. No, it's what bugs me on.
No, Dave.
What bugs me on
Go ahead.
Prime is when the lady says she interrupts the subscription I've got on Prime. I still get adverts.
Okay. Yeah.
So it tells me this program will recommence after limited interruptions. And she doesn't say the T. She doesn't say interruptions. She says interruptions. It just gets to me.
Do you know why it bothers you? I know.
Because it's just not complete. It's completely ignoring the T. Like it's not their friend or something.
Oh my God. Then I'm going to have to... you're not going to like this, Dave. You're not going to like this. She's mirroring you. Do you know why?
Yeah, go and give it to me.
Because you do the same thing with certain words.
I know.
You know which one is one of them? You just stuck your foot in and what do they call it when you you like trapped yourself? Yes, that the word interesting. Say interesting.
No, interesting. I still I leave out a Lee.
No. Now you're saying it well.
Wow, what the hell are we talking about?
We went rogue. We went rogue on that one.
We're a rogue program.
We are a rogue program. We are in the Matrix. We're the glitch. We're Neo.
Finally, we made it. So that means if we can do more rogue, we're more like Neo. That's incredible.
Wow. This is going to be our most popular episode.
you mean some of our shows aren't so popular? What are you
I
saying
don't
here?
even know. Are people listening to us, Dave?
Do you know there are all these people listening to us, but it doesn't record in the statistics? I don't get it. I think on the planet Zod they're listening to us, but Spotify doesn't pick it up.
I guarantee you that there are beings on a nearby planet that are listening to us, and they're saying, wow, these guys really don't get it.
In fact, we were thinking of coming to Earth, but we changed our mind.
Well, they say that the only way that you can have contact with an alien or with certain dimensions or extraterrestrials, you have to match their vibration. You can't, because the density of Earth is so thick, it's so dense.
Oh, yeah.
That you have to literally be on a different dimension to be able to have communication with them. So my question to you is, how do you think we're doing so far in terms of getting to another dimension?
And now you explained the issue. We must be on a certain vibration that only about 25 people are in. So we're there. So do you know what that means? We were talking about people being narrow-minded, having a small world. But now we find out we're the narrow-minded people because we got such a small vibration, a narrow vibration. We need to spread ourselves out a bit.
I have a feeling that the two little dudes sitting behind you right there, next to your right shoulder, they can give us some advice on this. Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I've never done that before. You know how people point to things when they're doing podcasts and they get it accurately? Mm-hmm. Look at that. So it's not that difficult to point to things.
Do you see my plant?
Oh, yeah. And can you see my bee?
I see your bee. She's so pretty.
She's nice. So we've done it. I think we nailed it.
I think we nailed it, Dave. This is it. This is powerful stuff. Man, again, I'm going to have to say this again. If you have been listening up until now, we're very proud of you. We appreciate you.
We wonder... the people we're going to send the medals to, they haven't received them yet. They're still waiting for the medals.
The what?
We're going to send some medals out, but they haven't got them yet.
Dave, you were going to organize that. You were supposed to organize that.
Oh, but you got Amazon in America.
We do have. You have Amazon there. What are you talking about? Don't you?
Oh yeah, I was trying to pretend we didn't have it.
Oh yeah, I need to send you the two things for the DNA test because when I'm going to be able to get it for you, you're going to need to decide which company you want to go with. I just got an update from mine.
Oh.
The company went from being bankrupt and me getting an email a year ago saying they've gone bankrupt.
Yeah.
To now they've just sent me an email telling me that they've completely upgraded their system.
Yeah.
And they have advanced their algorithm and they have sent me an update on my DNA.
Did you write back and say, I thought you're going bankrupt?
I thought you guys went bankrupt. At this point I really don't it's not important.
So that one choice I had for the company that said it was going bankrupt but recovered.
Yes, or
what's the other company?
The other one is very solid, has an amazing reputation. They've been consistent. They have a huge database all around the world. You can reconnect with thousands of your relatives. You probably want to go with the one that went bankrupt, right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it sounds more exciting.
I knew it. Because you're a weirdo, exactly. That's why. And then we can find out if we're family member, if we have connected family members in our DNA.
Oh my God.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
That'd be amazing. So how far back have they gone now? Have they gone back to Babylon yet with you?
Yeah. I think they go back 14,000 years, they say.
14,000 years. Was that when you were like a woolly mammoth or something?
It's when I was an amoeba, because I'm a new soul.
Okay, so what I want to know is, when you were an amoeba, was your name spelt Marilyn with an E or Marilyn without an E?
There was no E. That's the weird thing, Dave.
Do you think if anyone's still watching this, you're as crazy as we are. Okay, I think we got to go.
I have finally decoded all of my childhood drama by what you just... Wait, did I say drama? I meant trauma. No, maybe it's drama. I was right. I meant drama. I just decoded it all by the question you just asked me about my name when I was an amoeba. Oh my God, you've liberated me, Dave.
Oh my gosh, so that means the end of the podcast? What are you going to move on to?
This is it, you guys. This is it. We have spoken enough redonkulousness for one day. We are complete.
And it's so good because it stopped raining, so I can go and have a coffee.
You and your coffees. Oh, that's great. I'm happy for you. Okay, go enjoy your coffee.
And what are you going to do?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I have to maybe make a few phone calls and maybe read a book or watch something. I'll decide. I'll see how I feel.
Wow, you got choices.
I have so many choices.
Okay.
The sky's the limit. May the force be with you. Toodle pippers.
See you later, alligator. Bye, everyone.